And then you got those with the sense of humor saying, breaking news, Evil Geniuses loses all their matches because the guys on the team have never been this close to a girl and panicked.
Couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech or the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful morning of checking these damn buttons. It is Sunday. Hope you guys are enjoying the damn morning. Ladies and gents, I'm excited not only because of this video, obviously, but we got a live stream. That's right, a live stream going on right now on the Patreon. So if you happen to be a Patreon, please switch over after you get done watching this video and put this one on pause or something like that. It's the first one we've ever done on Patreon, trying to give back the love, so I'm excited. It's gonna be going on from 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time to about 11:30, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm excited, hoping I'm not making a damn fool of myself right now as we speak. And I also hope you guys enjoyed this video. We got so much to talk about, the hot clips, the hot topics. We're about to get it all. Without further ado, let's go.
It's over.
Well, Samurai, one thing that I do need before we close this interview out is for you to tell me what shoe is this? It's a boot, but what is this? What are these shoes?
Those look like Air Force Ones.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, and that's fucking perfect, bro. Yo, that's a fucking perfect, bro.
All right, and now into the first set of buttons that need to be checked. This one pops off with a very well-known org within the FGC, Evil Geniuses, right? They've been around for quite some time, home to some very well-known players such as Sonic Fox. All right, so they posted this just the other day saying, you know we couldn't sit this one out, introducing our official Valorant Esports Champions Tour roster. Here are the team members right here that it says this team will be kicking off their 2021 season today in the CVT Open Qualifier. And the thing that makes it interesting is basically this trailer, their introduction, the FGC's reaction. Let's peek the trailer. Okay, so for the trailer, we're only gonna see like clips of it, but I'll definitely post the link to the whole thing if you guys wanna check it out. Let's peep it now.
Listen up. This team is not like the others.
Okay.
We're building a Valorant squad,
Valorant
and we're
squad.
doing things our way.
Doing things our way.
This is our moment. For the believer in all of us. For anyone who's ever been told no. This team
Potter.
represents the best in every single one of us.
Okay.
They didn't just dream it could happen.
Please.
Work, perseverance, and opportunity.
Claudia.
Some think success is given, but we know it's earned. So if you got a hot take, spare us. This is not a gimmick. It's a game changer. Because apparently, it does take an evil genius to revolutionize the game.
All right, and there you have it. One of the things that, of course, obviously, they are making a team, right? A Valorant team with male and female players. FGC is reacting. You can see most of them, including Sonic Fox and whatnot, being like, yo, let's see you sweat. Hell yes, it's about time. Let's fucking go. Most reactions are like, yes, this has been a long time in the making. Positive reactions, right? A lot of people are really hyped for this because like, yo, we haven't seen this in a long time, if ever, where we got an esports team with both male and female, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that really sticks out in the trailer, in the clip that we just saw where they said this is not a gimmick, right? Because obviously in the video, they were making it seem, they were building up to the point of the mixed genders and whatnot, right? And they were like, this is our time. It's definitely earned and not given and stuff like that. And they also say this is not a gimmick. And on that note right there, as far as like them saying this is not a gimmick, they actually made a statement, which was Nicole Jameson, I believe, if I'm pronouncing the name right, I believe she's like the CEO. She's definitely like the big boss right now, right? When it comes to Evil Geniuses. Interesting part right here, if you notice in this middle section, they say a mixed gender roster culture was the best fit. This was not a female marketing play for us or a bunch of all-male FPS veteran play for us. This is us putting our foot down and developing and bolstering champions from all walks of life. And I like how they pointed that out, saying this is not just a gimmick, right? Because a lot of people might be thinking that. A lot of people, I did read some comments where people were like, well, maybe this is just like virtue signaling or something like this. Maybe they're just doing it for like, I don't know, good publicity or something like that. But you know, in the trailer right off the bat, well, not right off the bat, but definitely listed, this is not a gimmick. Then others are actually a bit surprised, saying, well, I'm actually surprised that this is new. I guess pro teams get good players, but I remember local Halo comps with chicks. Then others are like, well, it's because no women players have been good enough. The best pro women teams were constantly beat by random amateur teams. Then others kind of bringing up that first train of thought, saying that they're surprised or that it's dumb that it's ever been separated in esports in the first place. But then people like Extreme Machine right here saying that it's never actually been separated. There are no gender restrictions in the mainline competition of any top game. There just haven't been many women that could compete at the highest level of the game, like CSGO or LOL. Sometimes there are female-only leagues, and that's honestly fine. Now, somebody by the name of Alif responds as well, saying, you know, some of Indonesia's best Overwatch players are women, and local teams usually consist of mixed gender. Nice to see this is more common now. That's an interesting point, right? Because you got some saying, well, it's never technically been a rule, but it's more so predominantly men because women have not been good enough to compete. Not necessarily that women haven't been good enough, that there just hasn't been that many players or female players that have been good enough. Because obviously this is one of the first arguments. You could say, well, look at the ratio of men to women in esports, period, right? Some would say like male outnumber female players like 100-1, if not more. So when you consider stats like that, it would seem like it's more likely for males to be chosen for a professional team if it's based on skill as well. But like Alif was saying, he was like, yo, no, women are actually good. Matter in Overwatch, a lot of them consist of women, and there's also mixed gender. This is something that's been going on. Rod, aka Slasher, posts on this as well, saying, Evil Geniuses is now one of the first major gaming organizations ever to sign a mixed gender men's and women's pro team, competing as EG's main Valorant squad. EG Valorant is captained by Potter, 7-time women's Counter-Strike world champion. A great sign for the future of esports. And the more I read up on this and check out the responses, a lot of them are like this, like as far as like, yes, it's about time. We never understood why esports team for the most parts, didn't have unisex teams in the first place. Now, some see it just as the scene in general just being too sexist. Right here posted it, because the scene is sexist and toxic towards women, and actually talented players just leave or not even considered as an option. So usually teams create all-girl teams for news coverage and do Photoshop in lingerie and quietly disband them a month later. Muffin Script responds to this like, what? No, it's because the population playing these games, like 95% men, so there's always way more men who play at the highest levels. For example, in League of Legends, you can count the number of female challenge players on your fingers. And then others pointed out the fact, well, this is actually not the first time, like pointed out to Slasher, that apparently it's happened a long time ago and many times since. Slasher responds right here saying, gotta say I forgot all about that PL team and never knew about the LPL. I should reword it, but this is very distinct since historically throughout CS and now Valorant, the men's and women's team are split. Then there's certain takes out there where like, well, what about all the individuals? What about all the females or all the women, right? That might have wanted to get serious or wanted to be in the community, but were turned away. With takes like this saying, I'm willing to bet there are plenty that wanted to compete professionally before they actually got into trying. The way that women are treated in gaming is horrendous and something that I think holds significant blame when it comes to that. And basically there you have it, right? You got a lot of different reviews, perspectives on this. A lot of them actually are like just happy to see something like this. Others pointing out that it's actually been happening, it just hasn't really been mainstream. And most just wanting it to be normalized. Like, yo, if they have the skill, if they have the talent, I should say, mix them up. And then you got those with the sense of humor saying, breaking news, Evil Geniuses loses all their matches because the guys on the team have never been this close to a girl and panicked. There it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you guys are feeling. Do you think, this is groundbreaking? Do you think some are saying it's because the scene has been too toxic? Do you think it's because they say, well, men outnumber the women? Or do you think it's because they say it just doesn't really work mixed like traditional sports where they kind of keep it separated? Or is it basically because a shitload of reasons I'm sure we could all think of, you know what I'm saying? Definitely let me know your take. For me, one, I'm glad to see it happen. I'm interested to see how they do, and I think this should be a normal thing, especially when it comes to esports. Now, in saying that, I just believe if you got the talent, if you got the goods, if you got the resume, you know what I'm saying, then why not? Like, fair is fair. If you can beat some ass, isn't that what the FGC has always been about? Now, granted, this is not technically in fighting games, but, you know, Evil Geniuses does represent Sonic Fox and all that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you can beat some ass in competition, especially in fighting games, then doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man's ass that you're beating.
True that, Ernesto. Right on the money.
Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for tuning in. If we don't post tomorrow, we'll definitely post by Tuesday morning. HT, baby. We'll see y'all then. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
What I'm trying to say is, if you can beat some ass in competition, especially in fighting games, then doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man's ass that you're beating. Now, maybe if it's, you know, your personal time and you're not actually playing video games, maybe then it matters which ass you're beating, you know. Maybe if you had a few drinks, maybe it don't matter as much after you drink. Y'all take care.